spectacular.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I feel like I'm being transported somewhere.
Some restaurants you're drawn to because of pretty pictures or great Yelp reviews, but today one of my other senses is taking over. This place smells incredible. I can't wait to show you guys the Pioneer, a great new barbecue restaurant that's really changing the scene here in San Carlos. Let's go inside. Okay, Jeff, I started drooling when I walked in here because this place smells amazing. And I feel like we're in like North Park or something.
Yeah, so welcome to the Pioneer here in San Carlos. This is a newer restaurant and you can smell the barbecue for miles.
Oh yeah.
I drove by here this morning taking care of something and I'm like, I know I'm coming back here this afternoon. So, you know, my mouth is watering all day for this place.
Absolutely. We have Katie here, who's the general manager.
Hi, nice to meet you.
And probably the expert,
Yes.
even though I may be an expert after staring at this stuff for a little bit.
Absolutely.
And smelling it all.
Absolutely. Their food is so good. Like, it's worth coming here.
It looks amazing. Okay, so not all barbecue is created equal.
No.
You guys have a really specialized way that you cook your meats here, right?
Yeah. So everything is cooked for 12 hours. When we leave at night, we have to throw some wood in the smoker. It cooks on overnight, and then so everything goes in by 8 p.m. and then it comes out by 8 a.m. So everyone's here by 8 a.m. pulling everything out. Brisket actually cooks a little bit longer, so our brisket's not available until after 2:30 in the afternoon. But we do have a really good brisket sandwich on the lunch menu, but everything kind of switches over at 2:30 for dinner.
Oh my gosh, that's some dedication right there.
Yeah, it is.
Could you imagine having that job, like be the person in charge of loading the smoker, like on the way
A
out
little
the
bit of
door?
pressure, because if you forget,
Oh,
yeah,
So tomorrow's not going to be so good.
tomorrow's
huh?
not going to be so great. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we have a great plate over here. Jeff, make sure you keep your hands out of here, all right? We need it for the camera. What is on this plate?
So we have our smoked half chicken, we have our pepper rubbed brisket, we have our pulled pork shoulder, we have our sausage links, and then we have our dry rubbed ribs.
Ooh, that sounds really good. And you've been here multiple
Yeah,
times.
I've been here multiple times, and again, like it's good barbecue. And I mean, I barbecue at home, but by no means would I sit here and like compare anything I do to an actual like restaurant. And you know, brisket takes what, 12 hours?
12
you
to
said?
14 hours, yeah.
I don't have 12 hours to cook. I'd much rather leave it to the professionals like
Yeah.
you guys.
And it smells amazing. Okay, so the brisket we were talking about has, you guys inject it with stuff or
So
something?
yeah, it's injected with flavors, right? So it's kind of these big needles that they look slightly terrifying, but they use it to inject it. And then when they cook it upside down, so the fat and all the juices and everything kind of run down and run deep into it. And then right before they serve it, they flip it over again, slice it off, and everything's sliced to order. So
That sounds
Yeah.
amazing. Well, it sounds like the chef behind all this really has invested his time and energy to perfecting this.
100%. So our chef is Hannes Cavan, Chef Hannes. He started Carnitas Snack Shack way back in the day and was kind of the founder of pork in San Diego. They called him the pioneer of pork, and so that is why we are called the Pioneer, because he was behind it, and so he is all things pork and barbecue, and that's what we went with. So
It sounds like a good name for me.
The guy knows what he's doing. And like, again, like barbecue, ribs, that's what I like. So they are good. They're very good.
So more than pork, he does everything.
there's a little bit of everything, yeah.
Okay, so the sides over here, because this is kind of my neck of the woods, so I'm trying to keep my hands out of it, you guys. I'm doing my best. What do we have over here?
These are a few of our sides. So we have a pork belly, red pepper saute. It's a little bit like a succotash. So it's our pork belly that we use. We all made in house. A little bit of red peppers, sautéed corn. Our house baked beans have a little bit of apple juice and pork in them as well. Super good. They're a little bit sweet, but delicious all in the same. And then we have the creamy cornbread, which is almost like a cornbread pudding or a stuffing that you would have at Thanksgiving, but all the ingredients of cornbread. It's really good.
Your guys' bar menu.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
what is the inspiration? I mean, all those craft cocktails are something that you would find downtown, stuff like that.
But when I got here, I really kind of challenged the bartenders to make it their own and kind of come up with new things. And so I was just kind of there for guidance and assistance. But to make it something fun and relatable and something you could get downtown or in North Park. But we're a family restaurant and we have family style prices and it's kind of stuff like that. And so we wanted to make that something that would present well here. And it's going over well. And so everyone kind of handed making the drinks and it's fun. Yeah.
And San Carlos is a neighborhood-friendly, like family-friendly neighborhood here.
Yeah, you bet. So we have families moving in from places like North Park, downtown, not so family-friendly sort of, parts of San Diego. They're coming here. They still want to eat well. They want to go out to dinner. Now a lot of them have kids they need to bring with them. So, this place hits the spot. You can bring your family. You can eat well. The kids can be entertained. It's close. And these guys are super involved in the community. They sponsor the Little League. They're around town, and that's what San Carlos is all about. So, it's a welcomed addition.
That's awesome. Yeah, we're happy to be here. We have the foosball tables and Jenga, and we're super kid friendly.
And kids menus on Frisbees?
Yeah.
I've never seen this before.
That's fun.
Yeah, does it get a little wild with the Frisbees every once in a while?
Surprisingly, no. There's a couple times I've been like, hey, don't throw that in the restaurant. But most of the time, it's fun. Yeah.
That's amazing.
And that's a good looking menu too.
Yeah. The mini pork sandwiches are a version of our porker that's on the menu. The burgers are all the same meat that we use on our menu, and the chicken tenders are made in house, and so it's all good. And they're good for you, so nothing is frozen and out of the box for these guys.
Okay, well, one thing that I do want to talk about is the San Carlos area more. I want to dive into, we said that they're part of the Little League, but also the school district in the area, bringing families in. It's a really great school district.
Yeah, you've got tons of good schools to choose from. My children go to school around here. As you know, they've gone through the local preschool. We were there not too long ago. That's right. And so good schools, it's an active lifestyle out here. You've got, tons of sporting things for kids to do, teams. So these guys sponsor and get involved, and it's a good place to bring a team after a game. Again, this is just all about family around here, and these guys are right there with us.
We have a family that's kind of coming every Saturday now after Little League, and they kind of take over the bar area and play foosball. Parents sit down, kids run around. It's fun.
It sounds like the perfect place to spend either a Saturday afternoon with the family, or even after work, grabbing a cocktail and doing a happy hour thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys check all my boxes here.
Thank you. We tried.
And you haven't even talked about the beer yet.
Oh, Jeff's favorite part. We have to talk about this.
Yes.
Okay, dive into the beer menu.
14 handles. We have 6 or 8 that are always going to kind of be around, so you can have your favorites, but we also have a seasonal handle that we're going to rotate for seasons. So right now we're going to do a passion fruit wheat, and then we have a chef handle. So whatever chef's kind of in the mood for and whatever he thinks is going to pair well with the food, it's his say, it's his handle, so we bring that in and kind of do all that.
I could imagine it. Well, I have loved learning about the Pioneer, but unfortunately I have to cut you guys off because I cannot keep my hands out of this any longer. Well, it sounds great. Thank you, Katie, for having us here today.
Thanks for coming. I appreciate it.
And Jeff, San Carlos is just wowing me more and more each time.
We've got it all now, I'm telling you, and it keeps coming, so it's great.
I love it. So move to San Carlos, call Jeff.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey Tawny, how are you?
Good, bit of a wait, but this house is beautiful, so well worth the wait.
It is a beautiful house, but you know what? That's not what we're actually going to look at today. I've got a couple other surprises for you.
Not this?
Not that one.
So did I have the wrong address?
You didn't have the wrong address. We actually did sell this house. Okay. And the really cool thing about this neighborhood is we have remodeled 4 other homes in the neighborhood. So we really had a hand in transforming this little pocket of Leeuwenhoek on the west side.
That's pretty impressive. I knew I liked driving up here.
There you go.
It had the finishing touches of you brothers here. So usually I'm seeing you.
Correct.
You're always behind the scenes.
Right. He's a busy guy. We figured we'll get Kevin in here because everybody says you guys are kind of property brothers, San Diego style. So I'm a lot of times the face on the marketing and sales side of it, but Kevin's hard at work keeping the contractors in line and working on the design.
Right. So how'd you decide that role?
Well, a lot of contractors are hardworking, but not necessarily the best looking guys. So, it was a pretty easy decision.
You wanted at birth, right? Okay, clearly. So what made you guys want to transform this community in particular?
That's a good question. About 4 years ago, I actually found a house that was a perfect fixer remodel candidate. And it was my personal residence, and that kind of kick-started everything. We took it down to the studs, took the roof off, increased about 10% of the square footage. And then next thing you know, we bought the house next door. We bought another one a couple doors down the street. And it's 28 homes, and we thought it was just a really unique spot to have these types of homes.
Fantastic. So you're not only remodeling houses, you're remodeling neighborhoods with the DeZell Group, right?
Exactly, yep.
And it's a very desirable neighborhood.
It is. You know, what we like most about it is it's right off Encintas Boulevard. So you can pop right out to Harvest Ranch or Champagne Bakery. It's a walk away, so you can't beat that.
And so quiet. You know what? We always see your stuff. I think I want to see Kevin's side of things today.
Absolutely. It's
Clearly,
an
I'm dressed
exciting,
for the occasion.
You'll be fine. We've got some hard hats. We'll take care of you.
Perfect.
Let's get suited up.
Forget the heels, we got hats.
All right.
What makes you build a house specifically like this?
You know, this is a formula that we've worked on now for 10 years, that we've been
So
doing
half your life.
custom, yeah, half my life, custom high-end homes, but we build it in such a way that it's going to meet the needs of the homeowner after they move in. A lot of times people don't understand what they really want. So I'll just give you an example is we have Christmas lights, we have outlets that we've done up high, out of the way, so you can be very discreet. You don't have to run extension wires and just have that be a hazard. So just
Genius.
little things like that.
Little stuff. Yeah.
And I mean, you said that. Most people don't think about that when they're building a house. It's get it done, can it be affordable, and they're not thinking about the functionality of a house.
I think this is where our background as realtors really comes into play, because we're used to showing buyers property and we get all that feedback, what they like, what they don't like. And basically we've taken that valuable information and then translated it into building, remodeling, and Kevin does an amazing job of working on the design and just keeping the contractors in line.
Right, and I guess that's what makes your houses so desirable, because I've been in a couple, and some things I notice are, one, those huge windows, open doors, makes you feel like they have that indoor-outdoor space. Beautiful.
You know, we put together a team and we've stuck with them. We've been very loyal, and it's allowed us to build from property to property and understanding just the space, you know, how big a room should be, what the volume of the ceilings should be, and then what works. Does an 8-foot door, 9-foot door, 10-foot door work? And you know, I think this property is a perfect example of putting all that together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I vision it now, but I mean, when is this going to be done?
3 more months. That's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Well, I don't have 3 months to wait, so.
You don't have to wait 3 months, because I've got another very exciting option that I can take you over to
You know
right
what?
now.
I thought you would.
There you go.
You guys go. I'm the one in the family that actually gets my hands dirty, so I'm gonna stick around.
Poor Ryan. This is a project, it looks done.
It does look done, but this is an exciting project. This is a property that when my brother and I saw it, we just had a feeling that there was a great opportunity here. And I think what sets us apart as our team is that we do have that vision. We're here in 2020, so you call it 2020 vision of how to take a great property and make it even better. So Derek is here as our architect. He's really part of our team.
Like a brother.
And exactly, exactly.
A third wheel.
And so once we have a general idea of what we want to do with the property, we bring Derek in and he can talk us through how to really take it to the next level.
So
Yeah.
what was your vision for this property?
Well, it starts with assessing the feasibility of the lot and what it's providing and what we can add to it. You know, every property that's built, at some point in time, there's things that were done that were intentional and things that were done unintentionally. So we want to exploit the intentional aspects, because usually those were somebody added because there's a great view or there's a yard to play off of. So you see here there's a great yard, but it's so open to anybody walking in. There's no real formal front door. So here we added a nice entry tower, which cut off this yard and made it more private. And then it's the entryway, but you go to the other side of the house and there's even bigger playground back there. So just creating areas where we can stop the flow that's unnecessary and just allow people to understand where they're going onto the site.
I love that. I mean, we talked about that job site, right?
Yeah.
It's that functionality that your team, you fit perfectly, does best.
You know, and this is really, it can be for an investment, but this can be for a regular seller that wants to improve their property before they put it on the market. It can be little things, paint, carpet, flooring, or it can be a bigger job like this one's going to be, where we really change the whole feel of the property.
Right.
And I love that. I mean, we just went from construction, dirt and wood to something that's already done but can be so much more improved.
Yeah.
But with a vision like
Yep.
you guys have, it's a completely different house when it's done.
Exactly. Yep,
That's
well said.
fantastic, right? I know. Can you come do that for my life?
We can. That's the point, is we've got the team in place, and we can help people from little projects to big projects, all about adding value and getting the absolute most out of a property, changing homes, changing the neighborhoods, like you said before.
Exactly, right? And what a dynamic team. So thanks
That's
for
right.
showing me around, looking for much more next time.
Absolutely.
Good.
Hey, Sean.
Hi, welcome.
Oh my gosh. Well, driving up here, I haven't been to the Cays in some time.
What's pretty amazing, because we're just outside of Coronado, but you can ride your bike into Coronado, you can take your boat into Coronado, so it's it's really amazing.
You know, I would expect nothing less from the Cays than this stunning house, of course, with a view of your boat slip.
So the great thing about this particular property is there's 2 boat slips, and you can have 2 60-foot yachts here, where, as you can tell, in most places like the Cays and things like that, the boats are much smaller, so this one's really special and unique. And it's really rare in San Diego to actually have boats in your backyard. So most of the time it's like Point Loma Yacht Club or the Coronado Yacht Club, and different places like that, you can keep your boat, or in Mission Bay, but not in your backyard.
No.
And this doesn't exist in San Diego, except say in other parts of California, like Newport Beach or in Los Angeles. But places like that, they'd be like $20 million or more for a property like this. So this is truly significant, really special, and for a boat lover, it can't be surpassed.
Absolutely. It's perfect for a boat lover or anybody who just loves being in the Cays and that luxurious lifestyle.
And this house is really unique because it's 3,800 square feet, but then it has a rooftop deck, which we're going to visit later, and it is a 360-degree rooftop deck, which cannot be duplicated anymore. This is one of the last houses that was permitted to have such a thing. So this is a 2-level home, but it actually has an elevator that goes up to a 3rd level, which is the rooftop deck, and it's 360 degrees.
You think there's more? Because this is like 3 homes in one right here.
It's really awesome because all the rooms are built to capitalize on the view, so everything is completely open, and it's that open concept of living, which doesn't necessarily exist in a house like that's 3,800 square feet.
Entertainer's paradise.
It is. So Tony, I want to take you in here because this is one of the best master suites that I've seen, especially on a house that's on the water. Because there's an office, a sitting area, and then look at this view. It's like
Oh
you're
my gosh.
outside. And the interesting part is the way the windows are. People don't really see in, but you can see out.
But
So
you
it's-
can see everything.
So it's spectacular.
John, this is more than a master bedroom. I thought this was a living room. This is a master retreat.
Well, this is the size of many houses that are on the water too. Like some of the little beach houses or houses that are right on the bay. Like this is really the size of a house. So they spend a lot of time here. He works from home, so he can work in the office here. They can relax here. The kids can have different areas of the house. So it makes it super private, truly a retreat.
Right, it is your retreat. And I love how much sun and bright it is in here.
Well, there's skylights up over here, there's windows over here, and then like this, like how much more can you have? Has its own private balcony, and then the stairway up here goes up to the rooftop deck to your own private spa. There's public access over here for the kids to get up to the top. The elevator goes to the top, but then also right
You
there.
really don't have to leave. I know there's
You
a
do
lot
not.
Coronado has to offer, but you don't have to leave.
You do not.
I keep hearing about this rooftop deck, so I think I'm ready to check it out.
I'm gonna take you there. Off.
Off we go. Sean, you are correct. This does not disappoint. This is gorgeous.
Well, there's a front deck and a back deck, so you basically have a 360-degree view of San Diego. When you see like the mountains that way, you can see islands going this way. This way you see downtown, you see the Lowe's Coronado Hotel, you can see Hotel Del over there, so you can see everything.
You're on top of the world.
You basically are. And when this house was built, this was one of the very last homes that was approved to have a deck this size. So it really can't be duplicated. So when you say like something special about it, this truly is special.
Honestly, I don't think I've ever been on top of a house deck this big, and there's 2 of them. Your custom built spa.
So you can sit up here in your spa, overlooking everything. I don't think anyone can see you because you have a private little walkway to get up there. So
could you imagine this at night under the stars?
I do imagine it at night.
It's so cool. And you feel like you're in Venice. On top of it, getting everything that Coronado has to offer.
I mean, you feel like you're somewhere really special because you are. I mean, when you look around, I mean, there's water everywhere. You're surrounded by all the beauty of San Diego. And at nighttime, it's actually even prettier, if it can be, because you can see all the lights in the distance, which I think is great.
Right, and not only that, you have your private access to the water so you can go everywhere. You don't even need a car.
Well, you can take your boat to some of the restaurants in Coronado. You can park at the yacht club. I've gone before to dinner there, and then you just walk across to the Hotel Del. You can go to Pioe's, Il Fornal's right over there. Lowe's, like you can take your boat over there. So literally, you don't need a car. You can ride your bike to town. You can take your boat to town. You can take a little dinghy to town. You can walk to town.
Right. And Coronado's going through some changes too.
Well, there's a $200 restoration project at Hotel Del. There's a really cool new restaurant called Soraya, and that's, you know how everyone talks about farm to table, and it got a little bit overused, the language. Well, this is sea to table, so that's one step above.
So appropriate for the Cays, right?
Yeah. And then I love this little restaurant in downtown Coronado. It's called Little Frenchie, and I'm like a French food fanatic.
You are.
So it's like the cutest little place. It looks like you're in this little European village. So what makes Coronado kind of unique, different to other cities around town, is there's a whole bunch of the old buildings that are historical, they've been maintained, so it has a lot of charm.
I'm just blown away by this house because whether you have a couple friends over or an entire village, this house is perfect.
Well, it's so great because every single level has something different to offer. Like downstairs you have like the backyard, the boats, you have a gourmet kitchen so you can entertain there, you have decks off the master, you have this rooftop deck up here, so every single portion of the house is built around the ultimate lifestyle.
Right, you could fit like 30 people up here.
You could. And they have.
Every level has a view.
Like literally every window has a view. So either water or the skyline, it's awesome.
You know, Sean, I have to say, being on Lifestyles with you has really elevated my taste. So I think I'm a little spoiled.
As you should be.